Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Vinland Saga Season 2 episode number 8 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we get to meet a few new characters. Not few, but one new character. His name is Thorgil, I think that was his name. And he's the son, the elder son of Ketil. And he has been out, like battling and stuff. And he's kind of like a like a person who loves fighting, that type of a person, and he has come back. And yeah, and we get to see them like interact with each other, and he tells us tales about his dad being called the Iron Fist Kettle, which by the end of it we get to know it was a lie. His father is afraid of battle, doesn't like violence, and is afraid of his own son now. So he's trying to keep the like the persona of like a brave man, that type of thing. And at the same time, he's quite kind as well as a person, Kettle. And some kids get captured in his field. He tries to kind of make them just pardon their punishment completely. However, everyone will look at him in a bad way if he actually completely pardons him. So Pater comes in front of him and he's like, "Oh, let me speak on behalf of you. Don't give them some crazy punishment. Beat them, and that's it, and they'll work for you." Which in itself, Kettle I didn't want to do, but by the end of it, he was he was forced to do it because otherwise his son Thorgil would have almost killed the kid. So he had to take over so that the kids survive at least. So that happened. And yeah, and that is it. That was the whole thing. And in the end, there was like a little scene where we get to see Arnheid and Kettle, together, obviously. And we see him kind of like, sharing his sorrows about how why his son is like this. He's afraid of his son, this and that, and all that. All right, let's see what happens in this episode. Episode number wait, what was it? 8. Yeah, 8. Let's get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, it's Thorfinn's dream again. What? So dark, I cannot. Oh, yeah, he's looking at his trauma is. Oh boy, yeah, because he was the one who did all of this, and he's kind of seeing that now, even though this never happened. Still, damn. Oh no, this place again. Great. It's the place where his dad died, isn't it? Wait a minute. Yeah, I think so. Damn. Oh. Oh. Ah. Yeah. They're dragging him down again. Hmm. Yeah. Does he remember the whole Einar part? Ooh. Uh, well. Hmm. Game. Hmm. The scene where they drag him down. Hmm. A beautiful morning again. Yeah, but oh, I can't fully remember it, so he doesn't remember the Einar part. An empty man. Einar. Oh wait, does he not? Like I was saying, he's forgotten a lot of things. It's probably like his defense mechanism trying to, yeah, trying to just protect him, and that's why he's forgotten. Does he not remember about Ashalad? Oh my god. Damn! Look at that horse. That horse is big. Yo. Wait, who are these? Oh, the workers. Don't you dare touch that. Great. Now these guys will try something. Obviously, they'll try to mess with us. Great. Just what we wanted. Ah, there we go. Why? What's your problem? You're supposed to work here, not do stuff like this. What the hell is wrong with these people? Oh, that's why. Alright. Nobody cares. Do your job. That's what you've been hired for, not just poking in other people's business. What the hell? Ooh, here we go. He doesn't remember. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Something else. Something very important. Wait, what's he talking about? Is he talking about Leaf? Like because he was there with him, you know, trying to find him. There you go. Maybe he's forgetting about Canute. Yeah. Oh, maybe he's forgetting about this. That become a true warrior. This word. No. Okay. Oh. Yeah. What has he? He has nothing. Hmm. Not. Okay. That was abrupt. Okay. Oh boy. What's he doing? Fishing? Yes. Okay, there you go. Damn, got quite a few fish. That's a lot of fishes. Big fish. That's a lot of fish at one place. Uh, Lent. What? uh, uh, well, yeah. He knows how to throw because he probably. Ah, there you go. Oh, he heard them, I think. This old man. Yep. Wow, that's a. Okay, that's a very good line. Very good statement. Well, he always does that. That's nothing new. Oh boy. Wow. Damn. Redeem. Damn, that old man caught like 10 of them at the same time. Oh boy. He's thinking of what Spherical told him. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. No, I didn't carry an axe. True. True. Yeah, they never would have become friends then. Yeah, and that. Okay. Obviously. And that was what the dream he was having. Hmm. What? What was that? What was that? Okay, I need to go back there. There was something in the woods. What's happening? Oh! Oh, it's them! It was one of them, probably, in the woods. Oh my god. Oh yeah, obviously I forgot about this. They were planning something. What's these guys? just just fire them. Tell the master and fire. Tell the master that yeah, this is why. Like the weed seeds, the master paid for it definitely, and they're ruining it. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh god, it's a hardy crop. Yeah, it was. That means it was people. It was not wild animals or anything like that. It was people. That means they're the farmers. You know what these guys need? A good beating. Just go and punch them. A good beating. That. Yeah, I know that, but oh boy. Nah, 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 nah. It is them. Oh, he's not gonna stop. Ooh. Like, he wants to be free. However, Thorfinn. Oh, yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. True. And he worked as hard as Einard. Wow. Oh my God. True. Oh, he's realizing it. N- Not kill, but I guess. Uh, but there's a big difference between that. Those guys did these to spite them. They knew what they were doing, and they had a specific agenda. Okay, Butter is here. Yeah, I hope we had CCTV cameras, you know. Uh, okay, yeah, we need proof first. Yeah, Thorfinn saw someone in the woods. What can he even do? He seems like one of the most timidest person. Oh, I was like, what's happening? Uh, self. Hmm. I feel like a storm is going to come. It's looking quite windy. What? Oh. Oh, she told him. She doesn't have a deal like us. There you go. All right. Mm. Yeah. That's why he wants to be free. Oh my God. All right. Okay. You're gonna get a beating. They're gonna get a beating. I'm pissed off. Oh my God. Look at them laughing like a. Aina can probably take all of them at on his own. Just one punch. All right. Okay. Okay. Give him a punch. Greet him with a punch. All right. Oh my God. Ugh. But yeah, if he punches him, yeah, it'll be a problem. He's a slave. Yeah. 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 Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. 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 Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, nice. Oh, Thorfinn did it before he could. There you go. There you go. That's a punch. Because otherwise, Einar would have been. Oh well, he's dead. I feel like, or on the verge of it, at least. Yeah, I don't think he needs that. Yeah, you think you can take on Thorfinn? Yeah, know your place. Uh, oh, you freaking. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, Thorfinn's unconscious. Oh no, he's fine. Okay. Oh well, he was a warrior. Oh, 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 he's remembering that lady. Come on, Thorfinn. You need to stand up for yourself, at least. Okay. He's telling me something. Oh, don't end it here. Oh no. Oh god. Ah! Uh. Oh, this was a good episode. Wow. The conversation and everything. Thorfinn's realization, of his past actions and everything, and all that. And then obviously the final confrontation. Like, I was going to say something. I was going to be like, all right, no need to attack them directly. Maybe do what they did, is that mess their things up. Something like that, or and try not to keep any evidence. Like, go in at the midst of night and mess their things up, and then come back and give them the treat of their own medicine or something. But yeah, I guess, because here's the thing. Like, I was saying, like, oh, punch him, but I do know, like, as soon as they punch them, it's over. They're supposed to be slaves, and like, they don't have any rights, and that is why it's over. Their life is over. So I know that. That is why maybe I was thinking, maybe they're gonna do something to them. Okay, that's it. Do something to them that is similar to what they did to us. Like, they messed their things up. We'll go mess their things up. Something like that. And but yeah, before that, Thorfinn actually took an action. And Thorfinn took an action not because of him, but, like, here's the big thing here. He did not attack him because of his own anger. He attacked him because he wanted. He did not want. Like, what's his name? Einar. Einar to get into any trouble. He took his, like, he brought his fist out for his friend. He he was violent because of his friend, to help his friend. And I think that is, I guess, a step in being a warrior. The warrior that his father always told him to become. Become a warrior. This is the first step. Like, obviously, like, fight, but fight not for anger, not for violence, but to help your friends, or to protect someone. And that is what Thorfinn did here. He did not fight because he was angry. He did not attack him because he was angry. He saw that Einar was going to hit him, and as soon as his fist makes contact with the guy's face, it's over. His life is over. So that doesn't happen. Thorfinn punched the guy before Einar was able to do that, so that he's able to help him, protect him, save him from that. But obviously, by the end, like, it didn't matter, because Einar ended up fighting with them, either way, and Thorfinn got, like, hit by the thing, and he fell down. So, but still, he did it for his friend. He did not do because of his own craving, his own, like, like violence or whatever. He did it for his friend. And yeah, I think that is the first step into the correct direction. Like, yeah, like when injustice is happening, obviously stand up for yourself and your friend. That type of thing. And that is why people are given power. All right. Here in this episode, we begin with Thorfinn in a nightmare and him actually seeing in his nightmare Einar. Because like this is the thing. He heard from Einar his story, how his family died in the hands of those, like, like those raiders. So he knows that it's the same thing that he used to do alongside Ashalar. Go to different village, loot them, kill them, take them, rob them, all that stuff they have done. So Einar was in the same position as those raiders who killed Einar. So obviously in a dream, he's seeing as if he is the one who is fighting and who has gone into this village and he's going to kill Einar and his family. And he's like just standing there seeing himself go inside the house and trying to kill Einar. And he's trying to stop himself from doing that, but obviously it's a dream. It's on autoplay mode. So he cannot do anything there. He's screaming and then, he falls. The whole place crumbles down. He falls and it's like what was that, cliff, and he's like clinging to a cliff and he's falling down and he grabbed to his life into it and he's getting up and he's trying to go up, but then again all the past, all his past, all the ghosts of his past, of his victims and everyone, they're grabbing him and pulling him down and he falls. And obviously after he falls, he wakes up, and I feel like the only time when he'll be able to be free of his trauma is if he's able to climb that cliff up completely and reach the top of the cliff. That is when he will be, I guess you could say, trauma free, if that's a word. So that is the time, and he definitely needs to understand a lot, to forgive himself, and to understand that he could make a change from here onwards. He has done a lot of bad things. He have done so many heinous things, obviously because of revenge, and to get that revenge, he has done a lot of bad things and helped out Ashalat in everything that he did. So all of that he has done. You cannot change the past. So just like Sverkel, I think that was his name, wasn't it? Yeah, the old man. Just like he said that since you are empty now, you had nothing but revenge in your heart. You're empty. You can be anything now. You can change and try starting completely new. And when he'll be able to understand that, when he'll be able to do that, start completely anew. But from this, new life onwards, do something better, do something for everyone, help people out. When he's able to do that, then and only then will he finally be able to forgive himself. And unless and until he forgives himself, he will keep having this dream each night over and over again. And yeah, so he needs to forgive himself and he needs to obviously help out others and like start completely new. Okay, here he wakes up and Einar is there, and Einar is like, oh, this time it was kind of a lot worse than the other times, so what's going on? He's like, you were kind of saying some names, like you're calling your dad, you're calling Ashalad, like who is Ashalad? Is that someone's name? And at that moment Thorfinn doesn't really say much, and he's kind of thinking, he's like, oh, I kind of remember a little bit, I was in a cliff and all that, but he doesn't remember much, and he's like kind of, his memories are hazy. And yeah, and here I was thinking, like, what's going on? Did he like forget about Ashalad or something? Like the way he was like just completely clueless when Einar said like, oh, who is Ashalad? Is that someone's name? I thought, oh no, maybe he like forgot everything because of his past trauma. Maybe his his body is like suppressing that memory or something, and he's forgotten Ashalad or something. But no, probably not. Yeah, because obviously later on he talks about Ashala. So yeah, he did not forget about Ashala. There's something else that he's forgetting. He says that later on as well, that I'm forgetting something, and that thing. Anyways, okay. So here, after the opening, we see Thorfinn, kind of taking up the as they do, bringing water up from the well, And well, we see Einar talking to Arnheid, and like them laughing and everything. And later on we get to know here that like Einar has gotten to know a lot about Arnheid, and Arnheid has talked about her situation as to how she probably would never be free because the master has taken a liking to her. So yeah, anyways, okay, so Thorfinn, he is like washing his face, and he's like, I sense I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what I'm forgetting. And we see next scene, they're kind of doing the taking out the logs, using the horses and everything. And here we have these people like who have nothing better to do, and like they just love poking in other people's business. And obviously, like this is the thing, these people in this age, obviously this medieval ages, people's mentality is like, oh, these guys are slaves, they're worse than dirt, they don't require any human rights, they don't require anything. How dare they have these type of privileges that we normal people are having? How dare they have that? They don't deserve that. So let us mess with them. That type of personality, like that type of thing they have. And like this is the thing, people like obviously in the modern age, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like what's wrong with them? Like can't they just mind their own business? Like what's up with you? But at that time, at that age, this was the norm. And I can understand why they're so mad, because this is something that has never happened in front of their eyes. They think that this is outrageous. How dare this happen? This is crazy. They're giving slaves rights to work on a field. That's outrageous. That has never happened. No one does that. How dare they stand at the same place that we are standing? That is their mentality, and that is why they are trying to mess with him. And like I'm like, just do your own job, for God's sake. Like the master hired you for doing your job, not doing this, poking in other people's business. But like I said, this is that age, and these people, they are enraged for the fact that a slave is getting the same amount of rights that they are getting, and the master is actually providing them that right. That's what they're mad about, and they're like, yeah, that should never happen. That should never happen. And yeah, anyways, yeah, here we go. They say farm work is for free men, and he's allowing slaves to do it. Okay, that isn't right. Even if it is on, there you go. That isn't right. This word, like, this is the thing. It's like ingrained in them, in that time period. It's like ingrained in them that, oh, this is something that is not right. Slaves should never get this type of a opportunity. They are standing in the same place that we are standing. This is not right. Even if it's his orders, they don't care that it's his master's orders or anything. This is something that is for them, these people at this age, that is fundamentally wrong. In their head, this is something that should never happen, and they're enraged. They're like, what is this? How is this possible? That's the thing. And that is why, they don't care about the master. They don't care whether the master is given any kind of order or something like that. This is something in their head, is something that is not right. And the master is actually allowing that to happen. So, yeah, that's the thing. And it's, what can I say? Like, it's so, oh. Yeah, anyways, okay, the world will fall, here we go. The world will fall into chaos if slaves are treated the same as retainers. Good God. Right, guys? And everyone's kind of listening to him. They're also in their head, they're like, yeah, I guess. And yeah, it's the whole thing is just because it was that type of time, like where people thought this was the norm. People thought that, oh, slaves, they don't have any rights and they do not deserve any rights. That was the norm. For them, seeing slaves getting this amount of freedom and everything is outrageous. They're like, oh, this is not how society should work. Like if this starts happening, then like the whole balance will go completely crazy. And like it's true, like if you think about it, like Kettle is treating these, like like Thorfinn and Einar this nicely. So obviously, seeing this, some other slaves may bring up this thing to their masters and be like, "Oh, they're getting this. Why don't we get this?" And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of all the slaves and everyone, like who start trying to get more, like rights and everything, and that will become the norm. They don't want that, and that is something that is alien to them. They don't know, like, and that is why they're afraid, and that is why they're like, "Oh, things will go into chaos if this keeps happening." And that is why they are so much like baffled by this whole thing. It's 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 not their fault, I guess, if you think about it like that. It's the fault of that time, the way people thought about this situation. It's the fault of that, how this, like this thing has been ingrained in each and every people's mind in this time period, how they did that, like things in this period, how they were treated, like it's just that time. It's the fault of that time, that period where things were like this. That's just the thing. Like, for them this is normal. For them, like treating slaves like this is normal, and that is why they're so surprised. They're like, why is this happening? This is not supposed to happen. So yeah, there you go. But either way, being people from the modern world, us being people from the modern world, obviously seeing them doing stuff like that, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? They're doing their own thing, mind your own business. But for them, that is the normal. They're also surprised, why is the master giving them this amount of freedom, and that's why they're mad, and that's why they're trying to mess with them. So that's just it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next we see. Okay. Like obviously seeing their faces at that moment, I was like, yeah, they're definitely going to mess with them. But I kind of forgot about that by the end of it. But yeah, obviously they mess with them by the end. Okay. Next we get to see Thorfinn talking to Einar about his past, and he talks about Ashalad. And here I was like, all right, so he hasn't forgotten about Ashalad at least. So yeah, he, like Thorfinn says like, oh, Ashalad was someone who killed my dad, and he talks about how he wanted to have revenge on him, and he followed him to the battlefield, did everything that he said, and hated him for 10 years. And yeah, and then Einar is like, and then did you kill him? And he's like, no, he died in someone else's hand in front of me. And Einar kind of stops a little bit, and then Einar says that, okay, what does he say? Just a minute. Just a minute. Where's that part? Okay, well, I don't know the details, but I'm starting to understand why you're so listless. Yeah. And he also says that, like, yeah, like if you start, like, like I'm sure you're like, the whole revenge thing has gone away from you, because if you start having this feelings of revenge for someone who's dead, then I think that's a little bit too much, isn't it? And Thorfinn's like, yeah, you're right. I don't have any of that thing. But what he's being bothered by now is that he has been doing so much, like all of those things with Ashalad. He has done so many bad that he doesn't know what to do. Anything other than fighting in the battlefield, looting and killing, anything other than that, he doesn't know what to do. And that is why he's like, I don't even know how to thatch this hut. I don't know anything. I'm empty. All I had was revenge for so many years, and now that I don't have that revenge with me anymore, I'm an empty person. I don't have anything. I don't know what to do. So, and that is what he's bothering him so much. And yeah, and here Thorfinn also kind of says that there's something else that like I cannot remember, which is very important. And I'm trying to think. What is he forgetting? For a moment, I was like, was he forgetting about how Thor's and how Astaroth told him to become a warrior at the end of both their lives? Thor told him to become a warrior. Then Astaroth, when he died, he told him to become his dad and go to the place where Thor was able to go become a warrior. And was he forgetting about that? But then he just, like, there was a little flashback where we see him thinking about that. So I'm like, probably not. He remembers that. Then what is he forgetting? I'm thinking maybe he's forgetting about Canute. Is that what he's forgetting about? But I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I should probably able to guess if I think about it for a while that what he's trying to remember, but he cannot. but it'll probably take me a while to maybe think about it. And yeah, so I'm not going to do that now. But yeah, I'll just wait for him to actually reveal it in the future and him understand what he's forgetting. Anyways, so he says I'm empty, and I love how Sverkel, that was his name, isn't it? Or am I making a mistake? I don't know. I think his name was Sverkel. Anyways, he comes in and he's like, work. And they're like, all right, sure. I love how he abruptly just come, like this part, like, like they were saying such a, like, this little scene, and I was like completely immersed in it. I was just like listening to it. And suddenly Sverkel is like, work. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then Sverkel teaches them how to fish, and it's like, oh, look at this, and he catches like 15 fishes at the same time. I'm like, what the hell? what was that about? How can someone catch so many fish and I'm like, yeah, okay, some this is some magecraft. uh, but anyways, Thorfinn and what's his name? Einar, they try and they are not able to catch any fish at all. And this part, where Einar is not able to properly throw the net, while Thorfinn throws it, and Einar is like, oh, looking good. Now here's the thing. This is just something that I thought. The reason why Thorfinn can throw the fish net so good better is maybe because he's used to it. Not because he fished before, but because he's used to that doing in that battlefield. When you throw lasso and like the ropes to grab someone or something, something like that. I'm sure he has done that multiple times before in the battlefield, and that's probably why he could throw the fishing net so goodly, so in such a good way. And yeah, just something that I thought. Maybe that's not the case, but still, that's what I thought. Anyways, but yeah, even though he can throw the net pretty well, he cannot fish. Obviously, no fishes come up, and and Sverkel kind of gives them tips. He's like, don't throw it in the same place, and gives them a lot of fishes tips. And then he comes up with the advice. He says that, okay, you can start learning things one at a time. And Thorfinn looks at him and he's like, if you're empty, then you can fit anything inside of you. In fact, it's better to be empty if you want to be reborn. True? And I said, well, yeah, eavesdropping. And I'm like, yeah, he always does that. That's no problem. For an old man, he has a very good hearing power. Oh boy. Anyways, and yeah, he's correct. He's right. Like if you want to change, if you want to be a new man, it will be good if you're empty. You can fit anything within you. You can be anything. After you become free, you can be a farmer. You can be a I don't know, whatever profession you want to be. Like whatever you want to do, you can be a fisherman. Yeah, like that, or you could just like something else, whatever they do in this day and age. You can be that. And yeah, so there you go. And that is the good thing about being empty in this situation, obviously, because he can be anything and he can start fresh. That's the thing. And obviously this is like a positive way of looking at this, and like how Thorfinn was looking at everything negatively, and he was like, oh, I'm empty, I have nothing again, except revenge. He was looking at it in a different, in a negative way. However, Sverkel like twisted that, and he's like, oh, look at this in this way. Since you're empty, you can become anything. Like he made the situation positive, which is obviously something that Thorfinn needs to do now, and he needs to look at it in a positive way. And that was what was needed at this moment. And Sverkel kind of told him that, yeah, gave them the positive viewpoint of the whole situation. The whole the glass half empty or half full, that type of thing. He just like Thorfinn was looking at the situation in a negative way. He was like, oh, the glass is half empty, while Sverkel was like, that also means that it's half full. That's what happened. And yeah, that was a very good thing he said at that moment. Yeah, okay, so after that, they're coming back, and they're going through the forest, and they haven't been able to catch much fishes. And they, like, Einar talks about it, and Einar is like, yeah, Thorfinn, like, Sverkel was right. Like, just look at you. Looking at you, can anyone say that you were a warrior or something? That you killed people? Like, obviously not. You can become anyone. You can change. And excuse me. I love how Thorfinn does a little, not Thorfinn, Einar does a little impression. He's like, warriors are, lives are all about carrying axes into battle, plundering and spoils, and drinking beer. He does a little impression. Okay. And then he said, looking at you now, there isn't anyone who would think you're a former warrior. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, so they start walking, and he says that I'm glad I didn't meet you when you were a warrior. And true, like, like he says, if I met you as a warrior, they probably then never would have become friends. And like a worst case scenario, he probably would have died. Thorfinn probably would have killed him. So yeah, and he says, like, people change, Thorfinn. People can change, Thorfinn. And you're probably on your way to become a better person now. There you go. And Thorfinn listens to that, and here. Okay, what was this? Who was that? Wait a minute. For a moment, I thought that was one of those workers in the woods. Who is that? Standing in the woods? That's not one of the workers. It looks like Ashalad. With a sword? Who is that? Okay, I have no idea what that was. Like, I thought that it was one of those workers. They were coming back after messing with their field or whatever. But no, it's not them. It's someone else. It looked like Ashalad just standing, with his sword. Or maybe it was like, and he was just kind of seeing Ashalad over there, kind of. I don't know. Anyways. And he says, like, thank you, Einar. And they come back, and they see, like, the state of their field. Everything has been uprooted. And obviously, like, the Einar kind of goes down and looks at it, and Einar is like, wheat is like a strong plant. It won't easily be toppled down. So everyone who did something here knew what they were doing. They actually uprooted it from the roots. And they know what they were doing, and that must means it was the farmers. And the only farmers here are the retainers. So they're the ones who did it, and like, he got pissed off, and he's like, I'm going to go and have a talk with them. And Thorfinn's like, stop, like, like, don't do it. You're a slave, like, if you hit them or do something to them, it's over. Your life is over. And now here's where a few things that Einar says, which makes me understand the situation even better, and understand how hopeless it is in this situation. He says that we used up the soil's first fertility, but we'll have no harvest, which is true. I never thought about it. It is, he's correct, They used, like, the plants took out all the fertility, and that was supposed to be the harvest. Now it's gone. This year, no harvest. We ain't having any harvest, at least in this soil. So yeah, and that makes the situation even more worse if you think about it. And that's why Einar is so heartbroken. Like, for a moment, I was thinking, like, okay, you know what? They destroyed it. Maybe they can put in some more, like seeds, and they'll sprout again. But no, it wouldn't. Now that as he said that word, I realized it. It wouldn't. First of all, they need, and they said, I also thought that they were actually using the seeds from the master. They borrowed the seeds. He says something like, we borrowed the seeds, which means that in itself is something they'll have to pay for. Obviously, they won't be able to pay for because they're slaves. They'll have to do it by, like, working for the other person. We'll have to repay it. So the getting the seeds by actually borrowing it and paying for it, that seed is destroyed. The soil's fertility is gone. So it's just, yeah, that's what's going on here. Here we go. We'll have to borrow seeds for the next planting too. Yeah, borrow. He's not getting them for free. Like, I thought maybe the master is paying for the seeds, because by the end he'll be getting the harvest. But no, they're borrowing it. Like, yeah, the master was actually like, all right, this place is yours, do whatever you want with it, give me some good harvest. I'm not going to do anything from this point onwards. From this point onwards, they are supposed to bring the seeds however possible, borrow it, pay for it. Obviously they won't be able to pay for it, they'll have to work for it. And yeah, and everything. So it's all on them. So that makes it even worse. And in a sense, that's not all. What I'm most mad about is that he says that they they should know the difficulty and the joy of growing wheat. Still they did it. They're farmers too, and that's what he's pissed off about. Yeah. And he's angry, and he's like, you should be angry too, Thorfinn, and Thorfinn is kind of thinking about it. And obviously he's frustrated inside, you can see that, because he did the same amount of work that Einar did. He put the same amount of effort that he did. So obviously he all realizes that like that he should also be angry, but he's not able to be angry, because the next word he says makes us realize why he's not angry. He says that I was in the same, in the same situation as them. I did the same things that they did. They destroyed the crops. I also destroyed the crops. Not only I destroyed the crops, I destroyed villages, plundered them, destroyed them. He says, unlike you, I have no right to be angry at the retainers. And this made me understand. I was like, damn, yeah, he is correct. And it made me understand that that is why he's not angry, because he thinks he has no right to be angry, because he was at the same position as them. And that is probably why he's not angry at almost anything. Like, even when the retainers kind of treated him badly, kind of made fun of him and everything, he probably thinks, and he's like, yeah, who am I to judge? I did way worse things than they did, so I have no right to be angry at them. And that's why he's never angry. And I understand it now. Like, as soon as he said that, I realized, like, oh, that is why. Okay. If you want to kill the retainers, I deserve to die by your hand 100 times over too. And as he says that, Einar kind of like gives up, like, kind of throws away the thing, and then just. And Thorfinn's like, first let be calm, let's tell Pater. And he informs Pater about it. Pater looks at it, and Pater is like, oh, unfortunately we don't have any proof, but it is true. I can see what they have done. Like, they might have left some clues behind, but at least now we're like, we still haven't found it. So yeah, and he talks about his experience, how everyone else also treated him this badly, and he says, like, I wondered why my bullies would do something that they didn't benefit in any way. And he says that people who love to discriminate can be found everywhere, but not everyone is like that. Don't lose hope, you do. And he says that he'll tell the master about it, but I don't think the master can do anything in this situation. Like I said, this is more like a bullying situation, where even if you tell the teacher and the teacher tries to reprimand the bullies don't care. They'll just do the same thing, and they'll even increase it more. And it's something like that is going to happen, I think. And and I think like the master Kettle is very timid. We've seen him, like I don't think he's ever going to tell anything to the retainers or something. I don't know. But Pater looks like a person who can hold his weight. Obviously he's been struggling. He's fought to be at the place where he is. He gained his freedom, and that is why Pater is so much more confident, and he's so much more has such a weight in his words, and he can stand strong. That is why, unlike Kettle, who has been lying about his whole iron fist Kettle thing, and he's just a timid man who's afraid of violence. And yeah. Okay. I'm glad that Pater knows about it, because I can only see that him doing something about this situation. If anyone can do something about this situation, it's probably him. I don't have any faith in Kettle. I don't know. Anyways, so they're walking back, like Einar and Thorfinn, and here Einar talks about how apparently, Arnheid, she has no future. He says that the master is taking a liking to Arnheid, so she has no, no contract as to how what Einar and Thorfinn got, where they can be free if they do something. She has nothing like that. She doesn't have a deal like ours that allows her to earn her freedom by working. And I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, it's probably something like that. After the previous episode, I was like, it's probably something like that. That is why she must, she must not have any way to kind of free herself, because the master has taken a liking to her or whatever. And it seems like she has given up on ever being free again. And so Einar, Arnheid actually talked about all of these to Einar while they were having the conversation. Even if they like you, you become bound to them. If they hate you, this is how they treat you. True. That's what happened. Even if they like you, they'll just bind you to them. If they hate you, they'll just be a nuisance to you. What kind of lives are we living? Damn, this episode was really hard hitting, you could say. It makes us understand like what a crappy lifestyle this is. Okay, and then we hear voices of laughter, like those guys laughing and coming. And Einar is pissed off, and Einar's like, I'm going to have a conversation with them. I was kind of egging him on. I'm like, yeah, punch him, punch him. But I understand, like, and as soon as he punches them, his life will be over. I was, I was still like, yeah, just go and punch them. Anyways, so yeah, they come in and they're like, oh, what's with the long faces? What are you doing? And at first, like, Einar is like, oh, like, did you do something to our field? And at first they try to act as if they don't know anything. They're like, oh, field, what field? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then, like, Einar gets pissed off, tries to get to them, and Thorfinn stops him. And he's like, and that guy is like, oh, I see, your farm was ravaged. And he says that it was weed grown by slaves. It would have been too putrid for anyone to eat. And obviously that is crossing the line. Like Einar gets pissed off, tries to attack him, and this guy, he was like, oh, I'm gonna fight him, like he was getting ready to punch him or something. Thorfinn just ended up whooping him in the face so hard, his jaw gets dislocated, and it probably won't become the same ever again. It's over. Your face is gone. It'll be like that forever, and it'll be a reminder to you to not to do these type of petty crap in your life ever again. You look at every day, you'll wake up and look at the mirror and remember this day, and he'll probably remember like not to do these type of things ever again. So yeah, good thing you got a permanent mark on your face, and yeah, that's what was deserved. And like I said, this is the part where Thorfinn takes up violence because of his friend. He did not attack him because he was angry. He did not attack him because he wanted revenge. Nothing like that. He purely attacked him because he did not want Einar to attack him and get his life ruined. To save Einar, Thorfinn punched him before. But by the end of it, obviously Einar ends up joining the battle as well, like starts attacking them as well. So yeah, like here we can see that Einar is like laughing. Einar is like, oh, what a punch. And the other guys, they try to go and attack them. And yeah, Einar just kicks him. And there you go. That's it. Like I said, Thorfinn tried to stop Einar from attacking him by punching him himself. But then Einar just kicks him. And yeah, then Thorfinn gets hits in the head. And I thought like, oh, maybe he's unconscious or something. But no, Thorfinn just gets up a few moments later. And I'm like, yeah, like obviously, like he has been fighting in the battlefield for so long. He has taken hits from Thorkel. This guy is not going down that easily by a mere farmer, So I was like, yeah, I should have guessed it. Like, he would never go down just because he got hit in his head by someone. Either way, he gets up again, and you can just Thorfinn, Einar is just like fighting them now, and Thorfinn gets up and he's kind of like dizzy a little bit, and he gets hit in his like chin again, and yeah, he falls, and in his head he's like falling into the cavern, and he looks at his dad, in front on top of the cliff. His dad is telling something to him, and he cannot figure it out, and he's like, what is my dad telling? And he just falls down into the hole. So I'm very curious as to what will come out of this for the next episode, because obviously he's trying to remember something, the thing that he has forgotten, and his dad is probably trying to tell it to him, and he cannot remember it, and now he's falling into the hole. So I'm sure next episode some kind of change will happen. Maybe he'll realize it himself. Maybe something is going to happen, and something will make him realize what he's forgetting, and he'll get a piece of a piece back into his heart. Like his heart is broken completely, obviously, with everything that has been happening, and the whole Ashalat, the whole like his dad's death and everything, the whole revenge thing. Now his past is like haunting him. All of these reasons are why his heart is completely broken into pieces, and all the pieces are scattered around, and little by little he's getting a few pieces back, kind of putting them together. Like when Einar helped him out, helped him out from the nightmare. Then Einar told him that, oh, don't say that, don't say your life is nothing. You have been alive up until now. Someone must have been keeping you alive. That part as well, he got another piece of his heart back. Here in this episode where Sverkel said that since you're empty, you'll definitely be able to become someone completely new. Like don't give up, like try something again. And he also probably got another piece of the heart back, so little by little he's getting his pieces back. And maybe later on, when he realizes what his dad is trying to tell him, what is that important thing he's forgetting, after he realizes that, he's probably get another little piece back into his heart. And yeah, unless and until he's able to put together all the heart pieces, put it all together and make it completely new, and forgive himself, that is the day when he'll be able to forgive himself and start something new. And yeah, and start walking a path of like a path of helping others, path of restoration, or whatever you call it. There you go, that was it. A really good episode. Wow, this was really good. And let's see what Thorfinn does in the next episode. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to Vinland Saga Season 2 Episode 8. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Vinland Saga. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.